now that you saw where the trout come from, I'm going to give you some tips to make your next trout fishing trip a whole lot better.
Clearly display your license at all times. This allows a conservation officer to quickly and easily verify that you are legally licensed. Anglers should be aware that they are required to carry another positive means of identification, a valid driver's license, for example, to establish their identity if requested by a conservation officer.
You know, when you go out, you got to carry a lot of stuff with you in your vest, and I have my vest organized in a certain way. A couple of things I want to go over. You know, you should always carry a whistle with you. You never know you're on a stream, you could take a spill, break a leg, an arm, or something like that. At least if you had a whistle, you could call for help at a longer distance and maybe you can shout. I have a first aid kit here in the top pocket. You never know, you cut a finger or get a hook in something, you could always use that. I got a compass up here, just in case if you're in an unfamiliar area and you get turned around a little bit walking through the woods, you can use the compass to get back. The other things that again, look for a vest too with a lot of pockets, because you know, I go out on a bass boat, I have tackle boxes here, you got to carry everything with you. So what I do is I try to carry as much, I have good pockets so I can carry my hooks, my leader, my lures, maybe some bait and stuff like that that I could use. Also, got a little pair of scissors here just to cut the line in case I'm changing lures and stuff like that. One more other tip I got for you here. Take a camera with you. Catch that nice big trout, take a picture, have a buddy take a picture of you and the trout, and then put the trout back. Memories, that's what you're looking for. Another thing that I carry with me, and I think this is very important for safety reasons, is a walking staff. A lot of support. Stream beds are awful slippery. It doesn't look like it there, but there's a lot of moss. And when you get moss, slippery rocks, and some current, you can go down real quick. So I always carry a walking stick with me. When I'm fishing, I just drop it down. When I'm walking, I pick it up, use it. I have safety markers on here too, just to let me know how deep the water is. Again, I don't want to get up too much deeper than this because number one, I don't feel safe in it. So I like to keep it, you know, where I feel comfortable. Also, I have a thermometer taped to there, so I can take the water temperature. On my bass boat, I have one right on my dash. I don't have to do it. Out here, I can take the water temperature. There's some safety tips and some vest tips for you. You know, when you have something like this on your vest, it's a great piece of equipment, but with the sun on it, it gives a flash and it can spook a fish. Now with this forceps here, you can see the color is really dark and matted, so it doesn't give off any flash. This is the one you want to carry on your vest.
Jewelry and glasses also can create a flash that will spook fish. Take your time while waiting to your next spot. Don't be in a rush. Try not to splash. Fish do not face upstream, they face into the current. This is a very important factor to consider both when you approach fish and when you present your lure or bait. If there's an eddy along a bank, the fish at its outside edge may be facing downstream. As the water turns in the eddy, its fish will be facing into the current. Some will be looking directly downstream, others either looking toward the bank or the far bank. This knowledge can help you approach your quarry while remaining unseen and help you place your bait so that it comes to the fish in a natural manner.
You know, when you're out on the water, one little suggestion that I have, especially when you're using treble hooks, is to actually pinch down the barbs on them. It makes it a lot easier on getting the hook out of the fish, and it makes it easier on the fish. So just take it, especially on the trebles, take it each one, crimp the barbs down. You'll still be able to catch fish, but you'll be able to release them a lot easier. When I come up to a pool like this, I like to stay in the shadow. So the sun's out here, and I want to get my shadow. I want my shadow in that. So I'm going to creep up, and I'm going to stay as low as I possibly can, because those fish are all out in this pool like this, and I want to stay as low on the horizon for them as possible. So I'm going to ease up, move my feet real slow, take my time, move my feet, get a good grip on the bottom, and then when I get to a spot where I think I feel comfortable, just get out there, cast it out, fishing down. But I'm still staying low, And when I get a fish, I can stand up, bring the fish in. When I'm bringing the fish in, I can reach back and get my net. First thing I want to do with my net before I bring the fish in is to get it wet. Okay, get that netting wet. Best thing to do. Then what I want to do is, as I'm bringing the fish in, I get the fish, put my hand underneath, pick the fish up, Now I can control the fish right now without touching the fish. I got the net's nice and wet. My hand is not on the fish, but yet I can control the fish, take the hook out of its mouth. When I do that, then I can easily put it back in the water and let the fish go. Hands never touch the fish. Fish is released safe. Fight another day. Somebody else has the pleasure of catching it. When you're in a slow, calm pool like that, you really have to be careful when you're wading. So what you want to do is you want to set your staff down, get a good grip, and then move your foot really slow, set it down. You don't want any ripples coming out. Okay, once you get your foot stayed, pick your next foot up, move it up, slide it up really slow. Again, try to keep a lower profile if you possibly can. Again, get your foot set, move your next foot up, and it may take you a good 5-7 minutes to maybe move a couple of yards, but in the long run, it's better for you because you have less chance of spooking the fish, and you probably get on some nice fish that way. So again, set your staff in there, get a good stiff grip on it there, move your foot, slide your foot up. You don't want to start kicking up a lot of dirt and a lot of silt, okay? Because number one, it's going downstream, but you always want to start fishing upstream. And again, get your foot stiff, set it down, get a good grip. You know, while I'm just talking about that, a couple other tips I'd like to talk about are just some of the colors that you should wear when you're trout fishing. I have on a darker colored shirt and a drab colored vest. You want to keep your colors really subdued. You don't want to wear a white shirt or yellow. Again, you even got a green hat. You want to actually blend into the background versus standing out. Fish are wary. You know, they're a predator. They're going to be watching for things that are going to be chasing them. So they're going to see any kind of a flash, any kind of a bright color. It's not right. They're going to be wary of you. So again, dark clothes, and you'll catch more fish. When you're coming up to a point or any kind of a current break that we have here, what I like to do, again, trying to stay as low as possible, but I like to fish about halfway in, because a lot of times the fish will hang around this back pocket. So I want to just cast back in there and bring it down like this, because the fish are going to be waiting right along this edge here. That anything gets washed by, a little minnow, crayfish, something like that, little bug, again, back over there, cast, bring it down. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, after I do that, I'm going to throw a couple of casts to the back here because they might just be hanging back here. I hope you enjoyed the behind-the-scenes look at the trout hatchery. Hey, I'm Bob Murray, and I'll see you in the water.
More information about trout fishing, go to our website at DelawareValleyOutdoors.com.